What's up everyone, it's Mike and I'm back again with another movie review. So I just watched the new Ghostbusters movie, Frozen Empire. Now I must say, I'm not a huge fan of the Ghostbusters franchise. I mean, I've seen all the movies except for the second one so far. I did enjoy the first movie, but I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Probably the best in the series. I've also seen the 2016 reboot that a lot of people seem to hate, but despite its controversy, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not great, but it did revive the franchise. But with that said, it's still my least favorite in the series. And Afterlife is somewhere in between for me. Like, it's better than the 2016 reboot, but not as good as the original. Now that that's out of the way, you're probably wondering where Frozen Empire ranks on the list. Out of all the Ghostbusters movies I've seen so far, I'm putting it above the 2016 reboot and under Afterlife. And here's why. I figured I'd make this easier by explaining what worked for me and what didn't work for me. What worked for me is that it seems like a cool concept. The Ghostbusters, that being the Afterlife cast as well as the original ones, have to bust an ice ghost who can freeze anything it comes in contact with, which really gives this movie an identity by having a central theme around it, that being ice. This ghost can also apparently control all the ghosts like the Alpha Dragon from How to Train Your Dragon 2. What didn't work for me was not bringing back the director of the last movie. Jason Reitman, who directed Afterlife and is the son of the original Ghostbusters director Ivan Reitman, did not return to direct Frozen Empire, and instead is replaced with Gil Kenan. I mean, it kind of makes sense. He has directed movies that have spooky elements, and he also wrote Afterlife, but I don't know. I just think it would have been funnier if the person in control of the Ghostbusters franchise's legacy was the guy who made Juno. But at least he came back as a producer and co-writer. What did work for me, it looked cool. The visuals are not bad, the costumes and props are great as always, and the new ways that ghosts could possess inanimate objects are impressive, particularly the lion statue outside the library in this movie. Everything else is just whatever. What didn't work for me? The new characters. The ghost that Phoebe befriends is lame, I didn't really like her that much. Also, Kumail Nanjiani's character was interesting at first, but then the movie suddenly makes him the chosen one that is the key to defeating the enemy. I feel like it would have been better if this character had been introduced in the previous movie. I like the night outfit he wears to defeat the villain, and his Narnia joke is pretty funny. And Patton Oswalt is just fine in this. It seemed like they needed a nerdy fanboy character for this movie, and they really wanted Patton Oswalt to be in it, so they wrote a role specifically for him, which is fine, but I don't know. I guess I'm just not a fan of typecast actors. So Frozen Empire is a direct sequel to Afterlife, as you can tell from the cast. But I seem to like Afterlife a lot better. I mean, Afterlife may be a repeat of the original movie, and Frozen Empire does something new and original, but Afterlife did it in a different location away from New York City, which has to count for something. I also feel like it's superhero fatigue that is affecting classic movie franchises, like they hired MCU writers in the same story of good versus evil set in the modern day, but with a new foe much more powerful than the previous one. They brought back Walter Peck from the first movie, and he's much less of an asshole in this one. He makes the team fire Phoebe for being under 18, which is reasonable, but does that mean Walter is in charge of the Ghostbusters operations? Because that's bullshit. But it's nice that they brought him back. It's too bad they didn't bring back Rick Moranis. I miss that guy. Maybe they asked him and he said no. So yeah, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is not that good in my opinion. I mean, it's funny, but it seems like that's the only good thing you can say about comedic movies these days. And it also has visual effects that are not amazing to look at, but passable. This movie is getting a 5 out of 10 and is going under Kung Fu Panda 4. It seems like the movies I'm seeing this year are just getting worse. And no, I am not going to be seeing Godzilla x Kong in theaters. I'll probably check it out when it comes to Max or something. But I kind of want to see Monkey Man. Anyways, thank you all for watching and I'll see you in the next one.